So you're ready to move your website. That's a huge step. Upgrading your hosting can be a game changer for speed and features. But let's be real for a second. The actual process of moving your site can feel, well, downright scary. The good news? It really doesn't have to be. Today, we're going to walk through how you can make that switch from HostGator to Hostinger and do it safely without all the stress. If you're here, I'm willing to bet this is the exact question on your mind. You've picked Hostinger as your new home, and now comes the tricky part. How in the world do you get your entire digital life from point A to point B without, everything breaking? And thinking about that move probably brings up some very real fears. I'm talking about the stuff of nightmares for anyone who owns a website. That cold sweat feeling when you imagine your website just going offline, or that pit in your stomach when you picture missing files, a corrupted database, or all your links suddenly leading to nowhere. Oh, and of course, the classic SSL issue that throws up scary security warnings to all your visitors. And let's be super clear here. These aren't just little tech hiccups. They have real, painful consequences. Downtime, that's lost sales, period. Broken links, that tanks your credibility and all the hard work you put into your SEO. And database errors, well, that can mean you're stuck for hours, maybe even days, trying to fix things instead of actually running your business. So what's the antidote to all that chaos and anxiety? It's a process. It's a plan that takes this wild, unpredictable risk and turns it into a smooth, managed procedure. This quote right here, it nails it. The goal is to make the entire thing feel safe, predictable, and totally transparent. Okay, so how do we actually pull off a smooth transition like that? Well, it isn't magic. It's a step-by-step, proven process that's specifically designed to stop those problems before they can even start. Here's a look at the playbook. First, we make a perfect copy of all your files and your database and move them over. Then, we get everything configured just right for the new Hostinger environment. Now, here's the most important part. Step 3. We test everything on the Hostinger side before your site ever switches over. Only when we're 100% sure it's working perfectly do we flip the DNS switch. After that, we enable the SSL, run some final checks, and wrap it all up with a full report. Now, even with a solid plan like that, I know what you're thinking. There's always one question that stands out above everything else. It's the biggest source of anxiety for anyone moving their site, and you know what? It's a totally fair question. And the answer is, with this process, the downtime is practically zero. Why? Because all the heavy lifting, the copying, the configuring, the testing, it all happens behind the scenes on the new server while your old site on HostGator stays perfectly live. The only downtime, if you can even call it that, is the tiny window when the DNS is updating around the world. The goal is always a clean, seamless switch. So the process is rock solid. But what does that actually mean for you? What do you get in your hands at the end of the day? Let's break down exactly what this service includes with total transparency. All right, here's the whole shebang. Every single migration includes a full transfer of all your website files and one database. You get that super important pre-switch testing to make sure everything works flawlessly. You'll get clear, easy-to-follow guidance on how to update your DNS. After the switch, we'll get your SSL certificate enabled and verified. And to cap it all off, you get that final detailed checklist report. And let's just talk about that report for a second. This isn't just some techie document. This is your proof. It's your peace of mind, all written down, showing you that the job was done right and everything is safe and sound in its new home. Now, just to be super clear about expectations, it's good to know what's in the standard package. The core migration, your files, your database, the DNS help, and the SSL setup, that's all included. Things that can get a bit more complex, like fixing major bugs that already existed on your site or moving a bunch of email mailboxes, those are available as add-ons. Okay. So you've seen the process, you know exactly what's included, and you understand all the safeguards. If you're feeling ready to make the move, getting started is designed to be just as simple and stress-free as the migration itself. The standard migration for a single website is a flat $50. You know, when you think about the potential cost of just one lost customer or hours of your own time spent troubleshooting, this is a pretty small investment for a professional, predictable, and totally documented switch. And the next step? It literally could not be easier. There are no complicated forms or confusing packages. All you have to do is send over your website's URL, and that kicks the whole process off. It's that simple. So as we wrap this up, I'll just leave you with this one final thought. When you consider everything that can go wrong, the downtime, the lost data, the broken site, the stress, The real question isn't about the cost of this service. It's about whether you can really afford the risk of trying to do it all by yourself.